Why am I finding out right now that Ackee isn't a fish or an oyster or like some sea animal? It's a fruit or like a poisonous plant if eaten not ripe. But yeah, Ackee and saltfish. This whole time I thought it was like some weird type of oyster and fish in a dish. No, it's actually brother or sister to the Logans, similar to the lychee. I'm talking about Ackee is similar to lychee. That's so interesting to me. I was just researching like different types of Jamaican food, and then I remember my friend always told me about Ackee and saltfish. And every time I would see Ackee at the store, like it's in a can, I looked at it and tell me why I thought that it was like a fish in a can, like an oyster type of sardine type of thing. But yeah, Ackee is a fruit.
Hey legends, welcome back to the channel. First off, massive thanks to everyone tuning in. Whether this is your first time here or you've been watching since day one, you're absolute legends. Of course, as always, full credit goes to the original creators of these videos we are about to react to. Today, we are diving into something incredibly fascinating. A fruit that literally shaped the soul of Jamaica, the Ackee. And we are not just talking about any fruit. We are talking about a story of survival, culture, and identity. So make sure you watch the full video with me, because after I'll be breaking down every single part, giving my thoughts, history, and why this matters to all of us. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, and it's the best way to support what we do here. Let's get into it.
Let's pick some ackee in my backyard in Jamaica. I have about 4 ackee trees. I need a long pole stick to get up high. That shit almost hit me in my eye. This is what we have so far. Ackee. I'm so grateful. Look at this abundance. All for my backyard.
Can't believe someone finally gets some ackee. Had to come all the way to Ghana just to get some ackee. And they don't even eat ackee here. It's just they're falling off the tree, people walking all over it. Can you believe it? The disrespect? The heck? Anyway, I'm happy.
No, this is... Did you know you can eat ackee raw? You have the pod and you take the seed off. Make sure that the insides are clean as well. There you go. The only thing is you have to wait for the pod itself to open before it's edible. Ackee is dangerous. It's just not dangerous if it's not cooked. It's only dangerous if you force open the ackee pod. If you pick an ackee pod and you force ripe, then that's when you're gonna have the problem. As long as it opens on its own, you're okay. Caribbean people, this is just a PSA to you, because the last time I did this, people jumped on my throat, say ackee can't eat raw. Ackee is a fruit. It can be eaten raw. And you know we're gonna plant the seeds.
Ackee and saltfish is Jamaica's national dish. I may be biased, but I think it's the prettiest national dish in the world. Start by rinsing, soaking, then boiling the saltfish to remove the excess salt. Then get pre-boiled ackee straight from yard if you're blessed like me, and assemble your fresh seasonings. Chop up onion, garlic, scallion, thyme, and scotch bonnet pepper. I also like to add a little bell pepper and tomato. When that's prepped, pick the saltfish to remove any bones, and now we're ready to cook. Sauté the fresh seasonings in coconut oil and sprinkle some all-purpose seasoning. Then add in the saltfish, and when the flavors come together, add in the ackee and plenty black pepper. Lightly fold everything together, cover, and allow to cook on low heat for 10 to 15 minutes. When it looks beautiful like this, feel free to serve with fried breadfruit, fried dumplings, or boiled dumplings and green banana. Enjoy.
I traveled to Jamaica to eat its national food, ackee and saltfish. No, it's not scrambled eggs. No, it's not durian or jackfruit. Ackee is a fruit, yes, but not the kind that bursts with sugar or tang. It's soft, almost buttery, with a subtle nutty undertone. The story of how Ackee got here isn't sweet either. It was brought across the ocean from West Africa, packed into the same ships that carried enslaved people. This dish, like much of Jamaica's cuisine, is born from survival, resistance, and memory. Eating this meal, I'm not just tasting Jamaica, I'm tasting history, resilience, and the brilliance of turning what was forced into something wholly one's own. And there's no better way to begin a journey through Jamaican food than right here, with ackee and saltfish, Jamaica's national dish.
History through food, ackee and saltfish. Although this is a veganized recipe, the history still holds true. Salted cod fish was an important and cheap source of protein used to feed slaves, and actually a big part of Atlantic Canada and New England economy during the slave trade. Slaves brought to Jamaica were mainly Akan and to a lesser extent Igbo ethnicities, probably because of the British connection, and with them they brought their cooking techniques and foods such as stewing down greens, beans and rice, and plantains. This dish is a perfect example of this history, as ackee, known in Akan language in Ghana as anche, was brought from Ghana to Jamaica. The kalaloo is probably an application of stewing down greens, swapping out red palm oil for coconut oil, and using more indigenous greens. And lastly, plantains have been a staple in sub-Saharan cooking for centuries. Ackee and saltfish, like many dishes across the African diaspora, have fingerprints that trace back to the African continent.
Wow. Thank you very much for watching that video with me until the end. Wow guys, can you imagine that? Ackee is native to West Africa, Ghana specifically. But here is the twist. Even in Ghana, many people don't eat it because of its toxins. Only Jamaica took it. They mastered it and made it a cultural shape. It's really incredible. The enslaved Africans on plantations didn't just eat this fruit blindly. They had ancestral knowledge. They had knowledge about how to survive, how to prepare it safely, and how to avoid poisoning themselves. And that knowledge became more than survival. It became culture, tradition, and they passed it down generation after generation. Think about it. A food that could have killed them became a symbol of identity, resilience, and genius. That's what makes Jamaican culture so powerful. It's forged from adversity but turned into creativity and pride. Can we take a moment to appreciate that? And then the combination with saltfish, preserved, cheap, feeding the slaves, became a culinary masterpiece. Every bite tells a story of struggle, adaptation, and mastering life under impossible circumstances. Let's get this straight. The origin of ackee is Africa, yes, but Jamaica mastered it. Jamaica transformed it. Jamaica owns it. This raises a question. When it comes to culture, what matters more, origin or mastery? Because mastery here is what turns something into a symbol of national identity. This is not just breakfast food, it's history on a plate. Here is something that always gets me thinking. The preparation, the timing. Ackee only opens naturally when ripe. If you force it, it's poisonous. And the knowledge to do it safely was passed down orally for generations. That's culture and science intertwined. That's ancestral wisdom. And this is why Jamaican cuisine has a depth most people don't even realize. Also, think about the resilience. How enslaved Africans took something unfamiliar, potentially deadly, and turned it into something nourishing, sustainable, and iconic. That's human genius, it's culture, it's pride. And every time people eat ackee and saltfish, they are connecting with that history, that identity. Honestly, I love how this story also reminds us about the meaning of cultural identity. Jamaican culture is unique because it didn't just import ideas, it mastered them. From music to food, from language to fashion, mastery is what gives Jamaica its voice on the global stage. Ackee is a perfect example. African in origin, Jamaican in spirit. And let's be real, understanding this gives you a deeper appreciation. The next time you have ackee and saltfish for breakfast, you remember you are tasting resilience, history, and brilliance in one dish. And that's not just a story for Jamaicans. It's a story for anyone who wants to understand how culture survives, evolves, and thrives against all odds. Alright legends, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Huge thanks for watching the full video with me. If you are inspired by this story, drop a comment and tell me your thoughts. I want to hear what you think about the journey of Ackee. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe for more videos like this. We dive deep into culture, history, and stories that matter. Stay safe, stay curious, and if you are enjoying Jamaican food, music, or culture, never forget the incredible story behind it. Big love, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.